All yay, all yay. Sunday, 27th October. Don't forget, the clocks have changed overnight. The end of British summertime. How are we? Good day. Well, things are changing. Time and change being prevalent. YouTube's corporate public policy has changed. It's just informed me that any paid promotions and marketing and media and anything that isn't just babble and dribble needs to go through their policy. Note to YouTube, from this day forward, this private trust, myself, David the Man, will only be going via unlisted casts that will be dropped off via our private domain that is listed there. This is the last public cast, all right, not by my choice. My legal instrumentation, of which is the interface here, is having the policy dictated. So my name, I haven't got, commonly known, Man David, estate family, Jeremita, under the original covenant with the Almighty High. I will not sin and wander from the path. Now, which is more honourable, the original covenant, or the legal obligations of which we've been deceived into thinking? So with a heavy heart, I say, from this day forward, Albert, I'm going to ring you later. I think there is a potential here. We're going to look at private casting and looking at anybody that'd like to endorse or build up with us. As of this day, I'm putting forward a casting engineering, private blogging, relay, management, trustees, ambassadors, and so forth. I'll be looking out for the ones of you that know what I'm on about here. We're going to go private fully, and we'll work as a family. Anybody that would like to join in and get into a little agreement, and you would like to set up a council, an assembly, yes, steering wheel committees. Those of you that are out there that know what I'm on about, then private assembly councils of, similar to what was formerly called partnership. All right, so YouTube's policy has changed. Update. That's the bad news. That's your doom and gloom. That's your legal policy. That's your filtration and your what's the word there? We're having somewhat of a digital AI algorithm takeover. www.singularitynet.io, the home of Sophia and the fathers of. I've mentioned that years ago, just for reference there. Here we go. John Connor, Cyberdyne Systems, Skynet, back in the day, the film Fortress, thoughts, illegal thoughts, leads me on to, I'm going to shout out a strange man now. I'm going to give a shout out to somebody that you might not see why. I'm not heralding everything he's done, but there's a film out, a new documentary I've reviewed. It's called, let's get it right, it's called Unacknowledged, and it's got Stephen Greer leading it. I won't tell you which major distribution company, much like Merchants of Doubt that was on Sony distribution. There we have another documentary I've reviewed. There is a disclosure going off right now. Okay, the disclosure is being brought to you by brother Stephen of the Greer clan. I am blown away. I'm watching that again. It's 1 hour and 1 hour and 30 minutes. And within the first half an hour, I had to stop it and go and have a cigarette. All right, I was overwhelmed with what they were proclaiming to have released. There is a disclosure going off. There are Freedom of Information Acts going off. There are Congress and militant reports here of NASA and the USAF, the US Air Force, that is separate to the US Army. He discloses how many billions of pounds a year are going onto black budgets, what they've done, the presidencies, all of the red tape we've heard about. Brother Stephen there, Greer, Klansman, film documentary disclosure. Even for me, I found it a bit of a torrent, all right, and I'm nowhere near up there. But the film I would urge you to look at with regards to what's happening with the data, the technology, the legal, the law, the one world regime of AI, 5G, quantum, algorithmic consciousness, if you like. Goes back to a film called Fortress back in the day, Illegal Thoughts, Judge Dredd. What else was? Yeah, so, oh wow. I'm sorry, all right. The good news now, furthermore to this, other than what we're doing, is we're going to be letting you know that the Masters Guild Key Competence Foundation grading tool is available at r.com. We are moving, and it looks like it's needed. So after this cast today, you will only find the links for me and to find me casting private through this domain that's listed here. Just had a message today and I'm obliged to let you know. So YouTube, you just calm down, all right? You just calm down. I see I'm one of the only channels here to stay on 3,400 subscribes for over a year. Well, am I at 3,420? Thank you for that. We know, much like Facebook, there is a a control of filter, much like the major news. Stephen Greer, in Unacknowledged, discloses all of what he believes. He's even had a letter back from Rothschild, a Rothschild signed letter. He tells you all of the tricks. From what he said there, I would say that he's been given the runaround. He's been caught up with. He's been told what to do, and now he's doing it. Same as if they caught up with me, the proverbial men in black, the shadow, secret state, deep state government controlling whatevers. I'd rather take a bullet than submit to whatever, and I profess that. So we're taking a bullet here, a proverbial bullet in the legal sense, where they are shooting down the right and the freedoms of speech. I operate a private trust under the covenant of the Creator on this Sunday, this fake Sabbath of this traditions that's at hold here. It's a fine line. You're going to charge me with anything, well, you'll be charging my legal person, my entity. I cannot be charged. I am alive. I am fully charged. I am the hyperactive indigo son of May, known as David, called commonly David. I have a person. You may want to charge them, choob, etc. Feel free. It doesn't come to me. I'll handle those legal claims, but to save grief, I'm updating via a public notice the algorithmic AI, 5G, quantum, Terminator, Skynet, Cyberdyne systems of doom are trying to control man via these digital legal constraints. So a proverbial 2 fingers up to this system, network controllers, AI, Sophia, quantum. We're 100 years, Nikola Tesla, 1920s, we had quantum, AI, 5G, potential abilities then, capabilities. We're 100 years after Nikola Tesla in 2020, the 1920s. We've officially lost 100 years of evolution thanks to these mothers. So when we say, oh, you owe us some money, you owe us some time, no, they owe us big time. A century has gone where we had this invisible air that you see that is invisible and empty and full of nothing, is full of power. Ions, ionosphere, magneto-electro, quantum, magnets, simple things. Get some copper, make a coil, put some water through it. Why does it make a spark? Simple. The rain could be generating electricity in your back garden from the 1920s onwards. So I am dismayed, I am disgusted, and I'm not going to stand here being labelled a criminal or an infractor or anything like that. You and I need to make decisions. After today, no more public casts. What? So you sat there now thinking, well, how am I going to get Dave? That means that, yes, you're being forced, all right? You're being forced legally. Your rights are always there, but your liberties, all right, your entitlements, your benefits in the public realm there are being chopped, like George Carling said. The club that you are in, is ruling with its rod of iron, its fist of Rome around our gullets. This occupation and stronghold. Time is short. I'm not trying to scare you, but as of today, things are changing. You see why we're doing what we're doing. There is a great need for this. We would furthermore like to say I'm going to go out and speak to some off-icers and do some films, if I can, with any officers. And this goes out to the army, this goes out to the police, this goes out to any civil active officer that may want to look for help and assistance. We are not enemies. The closing thoughts here. I have love and respect. This trust has love and respect for every UK rank and file officer, even the bad ones. Why? Because they're us, all right, and we are not to judge. It's not our job to judge, all right. We've all become judges, haven't we? We've all become juries and executioners. Well, let's just roll back. Army, police, officers, non-violent armed ones, such as nurses, everybody in the civil sector. We are here to defend you as well. We are here to defend all of the family and man's rights, not just the ones on benefits, vulnerable, weak, needy, mentally, non-compos mentis. And, Julian Assange was in court the other day. Was it on the news? No. Did you see him? Did you see what state he's in? He doesn't even know his date of birth, but yet he's in a court. Speaking of non-compos mentis, in this key competence grading that we're rolling out for the Anglican, English, non-UK, non-Commonwealth land masses. This is for every country that has a crown symbol on their, infrastructure. That will be 95% of the realm's courts. Civil systems operate. Your equitable rights are the same the world over. Every continent, every landmass, every sentient tripart of my family here, albeit distant but connected, you all have this equitable right, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Sharia follower, whether you're Christian, whether you're a pagan, whether you are a Hail Satan devil worshipper, whether you're even a Gnostic to some extent. We can have a chat about that. So everybody has the same equitable rights. Legal, now that's different. That's where they've got you. So I'm talking legal here, and you will find me at this.com from this day forward. There will be no more public casts, and we're going to look at putting some, like I say, collectives together, and we'll focus hard. I've got to look into hydrogen from Brother Santos. Warning to everybody, there's a product there by Lords sat on that table. Unless it agrees with YouTube's policy, and that's a product placement that they agree with and that's endorsed and registered and licensed and specially put there, then that won't be allowed. That's a fantastic bit of information. So somebody, listen, ears up. You need to start backing up, because I tell you what will be happening next. Things will be disappearing, closing down, access will be denied, and it never happened, all right? It wasn't me. I know nothing, is what will be said. So my channel's videos, I don't know how long this channel will be here before they chop it down further. I have told you to reference and back up. You have permission to download and archive all of this intellectual property that we have put out here on this digital domain. So I have good news, I have bad news, I have good news. It's a bit of a pooey sandwich today. It's been an honour and a privilege to do what I've done, even with the attacks and threats and intimidation. Feel proud, feel big, feel strong. Go out there and look for your solace, safety, security. You will find us always in the private, and we will always be here to help. Just because you can't see us doesn't mean to say we don't care, and we're not here, and we're not willing. We are being forced. And I pray that next year 2020 vision comes. All right, this is the last year. I know it was going to be a big year. This is our second year. In December, the trust under the original covenant that we've established using KJV, witnesses, ambassadors of the Christ-like faith consciousness. That's where we stand there as a public declaration for those that don't know. Conscientious objectors to this militant, soulful war of deception and charging digitally. So much to do, and next year we'd like to put the teams, councils, ambassadors, diplomats, protectors, etc., community trusts, and we'd like to go private and start building up our alternative networks. As for unacknowledged, those of you that are a bit more elderly, 40, middle-aged, I won't say mature, we know about that. Adults, mature is better. We're not adulting anymore. and you will find you will need to make notes, and you'll probably need to watch that twice. There are a lot of documents, there are a lot of pictures, there are a lot of FOIs. This is part of the disclosure. I would say, in my professional, humble, private opinion to you, there's a lot going off there, Linda Moulton. How and I will continue to research and develop. I'm going to let Facebook know later. That's ultimately the same pathway as this, much like the mass media control, the military control, the money control, the religious control. No more cons and no more trolls. We're going to go into abundance. We could have had abundance 100 years ago, from 1920s till now. We could have been living a harmonious, perfect life, but the intrinsic petrodollar and the micro effect, macro effects of the intricacy of this fuel, aeroplanes and engines and cars and combustion he goes into. They've been using anti-magnetic resonance, levitation and dynamics of such since way back when. I'm shocked by brother Stephen Greer's and the distribution of this. I'm late picking it up. I've had it in my collection for a few months, but I've focused on what's important. So I urge you, anybody that's into the realms, the sciences, the disclosure, alien, electromagnetic, deep state secrets, everything like that, then Stephen of the Greer clan has definitely given you everything you could ever desire with regards to the 10-year projects and the release of the 50 years since Roswell, Tesla, what happened, office of seizing technology, man died alone in the New Yorker hotel, and then the straight went in, who went in, what offices, why they did that, who the man who made the car running on water, what's his name now, Stan Myers, and he tells you about, I'm telling you, hydrogen, Santos, product placements, YouTube, screw you, all right, policymakers, screw you. We are the crown, we are the law, we are the light. We will go separate, we will go private, and we will divide the seas. I'm sorry, but the life is in the blood. Hydrogen heads, life is in the blood. The oxygenation of this realm and the pollution of it is making us sick and weak. This is a simple thing. Please, Santos, I love you. I can't thank you enough. Hydrogen man, I am hydrogen doctor. We've got the US with hydrogen man. You've got you here, me now, hydrogen doctor. That's got a .com. I can't advertise that because look at this now. Look what they're doing. But if you search for hydrogen related doctor things, you will find on Facebook and the realm. I have a 2-year plus discovery of hydrogen. I have a 206,000 miles diesel Touran Volkswagen with a lot of fuel gone through it. Recently done a trip of 4,000 miles in 11 days. MOT VOSA test, gases, NOxes, emissions on that 206,000 diesel engine from 04, 1.9 TDI, and the emissions out of a possible 1.5 gases, pollutants per squared unit of what would you call it, atmosphere, was 0.02. Hundreds, tens and units. I'm not in the hundreds, I'm not in the tens, I'm in the units of emissions. 0.02. So a shout going out to Eco Motors, my man Jason. That's not a product placement, that's letting you know that I found a bloke called Jason who's got a product who does hydrogen oxygen technology. I have mastered the automobile, and I have done my research and development and achieved results of unimaginable cleanliness, all right, with the oxy hydrogen, we'll call it, 2H is 10, H2O, oxy hydrogen, and I've mastered that, and I've cleaned an engine of 14 years, 206,000, and it's got 0.02. What can I do to the biological systems here? That's my next project, all right. Silver water, copper water, 0 point energy, mathematics, toroidal, liquid, dynamics, fluid dynamics, and now hydrogen. And if you're thinking of $700 is a lot for a machine, yes, it is. And these cheap Chinese, Asian will say, sorry, not, but mostly from China, Hong Kong, these parts. Like the silver generating machine of Bob Beck's, they use a cheaper, less integral parts, and then when you're making the hydrogen gases, oxygen with the electrolysis, the tiny bits of the cheaper metal that the compound is very poor. So you stand by. We'll look at solar, battery, banks, rainwater, distilled, everything pure, everything recycled, and then we'll look at how we put in to the recycled filtered rainwater using high quality metal impervious parts that will create the right amount of volts, watts, currents through the water with the correct non-toxic pollutant electrolyte to release the hydrogen. Yes, you see, it's not just a simple thing. Then we will filter it and go through extra bubblers. Then we'll collect it up, and then we will work out what we need to do and how we separate the hydrogen and the oxygen, which I can do. We have the technology already to get the water and put in devices. I have to be careful because they're patent pending and they're not mine. They're someone else's intellectual property, but there are ways of splitting the gas in the same unit of oxygen and hydrogen and delivering either or. Hydrogen's in the greatest amounts. You'd have a greater capacity for the storage of hydrogen. Then you'd have a smaller capacity, 1/3 oxygen, 2/3 hydrogen from every bit of water that you get on a molecular structure level, and that's how it's set up. So we'd have tank of oxygen, you'd have a tank of hydrogen. You can use this for combustion and breathing. Wow. Thank you, Hydrogen Man and Santos. I never knew. This is news to me. All right, big. I know we can have oxygen and oxygen treatment and athletes and what goes off. That wasn't a surprise. But with hydrogen, it's a very slippy, tiny gas. I didn't know that 1.5 litres of water, did he say, has enough antioxidants in it as a 1,500 apples. Wow. I'm going to try and get Santos on a chat, and we're looking at speaking to brothers like Albert and G-Star, referencing going in casting and private. I'll look at the comments in a minute. I'm just giving you my impressions, thoughts and feelings and general ways of wanting to continue to go honourably under the covenant in the private. As I've said, the public is where the liability is. You know who I am, and I'm reluctant to come on the camera all the time because of my own preferences. So hello to the 25. Wow, 6 thumbs up. Oh, I am honoured and privileged. I'm here to serve you, but I don't think I can serve you as well as I should be able to serve you because of the way that the legal policies are going as of today. So I've just been updated once more. I've been told off a lot. All right, I've got myself in hot water a lot. I'm on a shoestring of entitlement to this channel. Me, David Mann, for this Indiglo account that I manage as part of one of my AKAs, alter ego. Bit of fun there. Indiglo child was what it was first. Coming from my mum telling me who I am and what my job is from the age of 6. Wow. So here we are. It's a bright sunny day outside, but it's a little bit gloomy and sad inside. No, it isn't. We are moving in the right way, and those that don't adapt and move, you know, left outside will will see what will happen. So that's it. That's your update. I am very happy that we've got the key competence grading tool online. G-Star, much love. Pete, much love. Steve, much love. Andy, much love. Myself and the universe, much love. Scribes, for you, much love. It's not perfect. It's only being beta tested. It's a grading tool, but we are testing the software. The only thing that we do test is our software and patiences, I do believe. The rest is a form of grading. And yes, it's live. It's going now, and you get the interface and give me the feedback. I've designed a forum for it, and this is for your basic 101 verbatim key competence for officer agent interaction on the street with regards to rank and file met officers, stop and search in a residential area, and UK officers, you know, obligations, their duties, rights and entitlements, and then yours. And we've done a scenario 1, which is joinder going down, full public liabilities. And we've done a scenario 2, which is the opposite way, the new, fresher way, the new trust technology brought to you by the Romans way, equitable way, not the common law way, a new private way. The private is the key, as you are seeing in many realms. I don't know how else to enforce that. So I'm very proud. I'm very happy. It's taken 2 years to put this together since I first imagined and said it, to it's actually going into a .com with structure, format, body. And I haven't made it easy. I don't expect anybody to get 100%. You need to get 100% to pass. I've done it, so you have to repeat it. And Steve and Pete, Andy, I need to catch up with you. I'm going to send you this message today with love and light and hope. This seasonal time that is coming up, I will not be celebrating. I have an idea to give to my family for many reasons. I'm giving them all a last will and testament. I'm giving them a living, revocable trust. I'm giving them an irrevocable trust. I'm giving them a form of a private, say, express private certain area there, irrevocable, revocable living, and a last will and testament. That's your trio. That's the three gifts: frankincense, gold, and myrrh. I do not represent red Satan, red Santa, red Satan, Santa Satan, pineal gland gifts. I'm giving out the best gift I can: love and safety, light, happiness, information and knowledge. All my offspring, family, clansmans, they've got everything they need. It's 40 years into the game, 38 years, 36 years, whatever we all are now, 32 to 40, and we've all been around, we've all had families, seen enough. It's Christmas to last us a lifetime. We know about life and love and poverty and sickness and misery and hardship, and we know what's important. You take from this what you want. There's a lot in here. I come with a heavy heart, but I come with an excited heart, because in the private is where the strength is. In the private is where the future is. In the private is where the love, and you will find the creator, the numbers, the maths, the code, the science, levitation. Vimanas are coming back next year. Get ready to see some floaty, hovering triangles around the East Midlands area. We have a lot to do: health, wealth, science. If you enjoyed the ride, now's your time to say thank you, Dave. Give me your comments. All right. Times are changing. All right. Like I say, I'm not responsible. I'm just reacting to legal policy from the off-icers, and man on land here sees issues 2020, 2025. It's aiming for a 5-year convergence. I'd say in 5 years, all this quantum AI, algorithmic code system, Sophia, Singularity .net, SingularityNet.io, and all this lot are converging. Your face is a cookie. All right. Last time, if you get yourself a remote, any remote, and you would like to see this, look, when you press your remote, yeah, what do you see? You see it light up. You don't normally see that infrared, do you? When a camera watches you and it has any kind of remote should do it. Look, I'll get a varied amount. That one, there we go. I'll get it pointed up to you. See what's happening there? So this is why people like me can't last and don't get scribes. You had a few of them around some glasses, yes, and you had them constantly beeping. What would that do to a camera that's watching and using faces as cookies? Hey, look at that. Just simple things. That's why I don't get scribes. Yeah, copy that. Take it. There we go. Put the lady. Set the lady. So there are many ways. There are many things. We have many ideas. And, ultimately, your rights, they don't take them away. You submit them and you swap them. So, yeah, I'm looking for your comments and feedback. This is the end of an era. All right. So we're coming up to our second anon for the, private express trust there that we've got. And remember what I brought to you about the secret trust and the technology. A lot of this is for faith. You got to have the faith. Now you need to take the leap, or you need to stay where you are and build up some more speed before you take that leap, to make sure you jump over and land on the other side and don't fall short and land in that pit like Indiana Jones with them crocodiles, where he dropped those 3 or whatever they were cones. The man fell in and got eaten, torn up by the crocodiles. There's your crown over that bridge by Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. All right, you need to get out that Temple of Doom and you need to get over to the other side. That's how we see it. Spansioning is rife. Not Raymond Rife, but rife. Wow, we're busy. I know this might be a time for me to change the camera around. Let me, you're going to go to your black screen, but stay there. I'm not going offline. Just got to go mobile. Let me do this. Put my other camera guard on. Man needs coffee, black juice. Yeah, wow. I can't wait to watch that documentary again and make some notes today. Thank you all for being on the journey of this channel, what we've done, where we've been, from video 1 to video 400 and whatever I'm on. It's been an excellent pleasure, a ride of my life. You know, and what can I say? What can I say? Went to go live today and I got a load of legal jargon presented to me from the cam, and it says you need to watch this, you need to go here, you need to do that. I don't need to do anything. I just need to say, all right then, I'll just cast in private. That's how you get around that. Otherwise, the channel will go, the format will go. You need to know this in advance. It'd be dishonourable of me to flout the policy and willingly, destroy the channel through my own disregard. So yeah, I'll let you know first before we burn out. Anybody that knows about calipers, I need to speak to someone about calipers on Volkswagens. I've spent 6 hours, separate note for me, and looking for calipers. I've got some arrived, and what a nightmare they are. Mechanics, they're a sought after breed. It's quite hard to find honourable engineers. Right then, comments. Woohoo, Fly, Lindsay, Lev, Molly. Hello Molly, I'm going to catch up with you later. And Margaret, if that's you too, all right there. Yes, sorry, Vendetta. You're on my big screen TV. I wish I was. I'd come on the camera and do it properly. We will be when we're on private. Aldo Albert, much love to you. Thank you for that video. It is a beautiful day. Indeed it is, Fly. Kevin, wow, we're all in. Vendetta, I'm speaking to Fly. On and off. I'm here. I got somebody ring me the other day, 7-year-old at the academy has been accused of making racial remarks. Dinner ladies reported to Master of Head. Master of Head has written to parents. 7-year-olds getting accused of being racist at school. I won't say any more than that. I'm helping on that one. My immediate thoughts are, 7, you're not legally responsible. Dinner lady, you've made a claim. Where's your proof of claim? Headmaster, you're in a trustee position there. You're obliged, obligated, duty bound to look after. And you see a 7-year-old being accused of being racist. 7, you're innocent child of God. And I will stand and defend any asset that an academy accuses of, the point is we have law and legislation for a reason. So I was sickened to find out last week, while we're on the last cast, let's go out with the full dirtiness of how we are. Academies, dinner ladies and headmasters ganging up on 7-year-olds, getting parents in and filing legal claims at them. What? Yes. Sickening. So daughters and sons, assets, ones that you've sired, protect them. Academies and trusts will do a notice on the .com to reset the relationship with an academy and a trust, and we'll let you know type of verbiage Andy and I, for Yanka and myself, previously, interfaced high courts and whatnot, and then Andy and his, if he's up for it, I'm here. We'll get a notice put up for the .com free download, and we'll let the fam have as another seasonal gratis gift, along with the trust technology and things we're giving away as, reasonable intellectual gifts, of which would be, most cherished for all, right? More so than money, alcohol, chocolates and clothes. So a note to the academy to correct the relationship would be in most advantageous, I think, there. So I'll do that in addition to everything else, and catching up with Albert and streaming, and we need help, fam. All right. Bird, fly. Much love to you. I'm going to miss this. I'm really going to miss this. This is another thing. I will miss you. I will miss having a public cast and going live and putting stuff out there and bouncing back. You see the filtration and then the way that they're doing it. The contrivedness is for the future. So I see that capital letters from Vendetta. So I thought I'd just let you know. I'm not obliged to tell you Fly's business. I don't know it, but I help anybody that needs help, and he has had a chat, and I've sent him some bits and bobs to look at. Kevin, all right, yes. Big, is that a new scribe? I like you, pal. He's a northerner, look, pal. That's a northern saying. Where are you from? Just out of locational interest, BIG. 17 watching and 6 likes. Yeah, it's all odd, Albert. It's all odd. Thank you, Fly. Don't pay gas or electric. Vendetta. You don't pay gas or electric. Well, charges. You don't get a bill, as we've brought out to you. You get charged. Man gets charged. His person gets charged on behalf of his person. Yes, interesting. Mineral reserve. Yeah, people struggling. Meters. Standing charges. I've mentioned to you before, moving to a private property and you start to, feeding these meters of gas and electric for the landlord and paying his mortgage over the top. And guess what happens? Standing charges that we didn't agree to are being paid to by the tenant that aren't in the tenancy agreement. Yeah, and these empty spaces of oxygen contain more energy per square cubic metered foot than what? And we're here struggling to pay for things and raping the earth. Yes, I would say that with light vendetta to the disclosure by brother Stephen Greer from Unacknowledged. I forget. I'll give you more details later. I'd agree. I would agree. 100 years of arrested development since Tesla, and as I said, Stan and others, incidentally, Reifs and Victor's, Schroberger, Schraulinger, etc. So I feel sick, disgusted. Next year we are on it. Engineers, anybody with a garage, welding. You want to see some copper, you want to see some electricity and magnet, you want to see some magic and some sparks. Then it's going to be like the A-Team meets the scientists from the Fast Show. This week we have mostly been living on copper, sparks and magnets. And Dave and Smithy and a few come out the shed all sparkly and black. People are telling me also, as it's the last cast, I was going to give you that they're going out and coming back, and there's been agents gone in and prepayment meters fitted in with no consent. Scary times. You see Pink Floyd lead man speaking about that. We got Jerry Quinn. Easy, I didn't see you there. What? Kev's new documents on the .com must reside in the private. We've got that's flying out, Kev. That's doing well this time of year. We've got spanctioning, we've got sadness, we've got sorrow, we've got misery, we've got high demand on your energy, high demand on your money, high demand on your time. Everything is in low resources, but in high demand. The pressures. This time of the year it gets very busy for us, and we see a lot of sadness and a lot of fallout, dissonance and mix-up. So again, even more so, stick together and know where I am, and I will always be able to be found, and I will be casting privately as of this day forward for all casts. Vendetta saying you must use notary of publics. He didn't say public notary. Yeah, okay. That's just for witnessing a signature. You can get things witnessed in many ways, Vendetta, but thank you for that, my brother, I do believe. Quinn, crisp weather. Oh, indeed it is. Magna Carta clearly states statutes become law when entered contract. Yes, but what is the Magna Carta? It is a what? An agreement, a constructed agreement. It forms part of a trust. That trust is dissolved, broken, and no longer stands. Supposition of treaties and subsequent papal bull annulling Magna Cartas, and I can't go there, Vendetta. I hear what you're saying. We have a coin here celebrating the Magna Carta, the £2 coin. I've got a couple of them. We've got the Royal Courts of Justice with the Magna Carta on display in the front hall. I am with you, but them times things have changed, much like invasions and times and decrees and banks and a pope, a banker. And what did I say now? There was a pope, a banker, humanities, bumshanker, a queen, a pope and a banker. Yeah, so there you go. I'm as in with the chirp there. Respect. Yes, you will, Molly. I've got your details. I'm just focusing. I've got a lot on. We've just done the key competence grading for the officer agent that's way behind. And then I've got 105-page self-initiates, a layman's introduction to trust. That's for donation only for the time being, for the first initial period. And then we've also got lots more coming out. Kev's new letter notice has been uploaded. further courses, how to answer a telephone, how to answer the door, how to, stop and search in an automobile, private mode of conveyance, commercial capacity, private capacity. It's going to be like a witch guide to these things, such as, and I did mention Julian Assange. I am still sad about all of that. I am gutted. You see what happens to him. Go and have a look. Did anybody know anything like that? Poor man. Extinction Rebellion. I haven't mentioned a lot here. I'm sticking to the thread, but I'm moving on. Are they shutting you down, David? All truth has been banned. The diktat or ship. Yes, they are. I've had warnings. I've had a final warning today, and I've had a policy notice update emails, and we will follow you in the private on the .com. We don't want to be on that ship in the CEC. Oh, bless you, Anthony of the Moore clan family estate. So much, and then it ends. You've pressed accidentally. No problem. Much love to you. You do what you want. Your choice is free. Your will is there. Use your wheel, your will. And thank you, Jerry. I'll check that video out then. Yes, I've got a lot of admin to do. Stephen Greer is a summoner of things and protected by the G-men. I would say so, Quinn. Please go and check that documentary at your leisure and get back to me. Did I see Chillstar somewhere? Yes, I did. Howdy, S. Allegedly, EU have told the voted corporation administrators here to install water meters here, or they will send teams to do it. All right then, water. Okay, that's it. Like Tank Girl, is it? Where they put them things in the body and it dropped all of the blood and turns it into water. Disgusting. The fact we're 100 years behind in our evolution is sickening. Cause and effect. Hermeticism. Yes, I'm here. Fly. Anyone heard you can't put certain amounts of cash into banks anymore? Well, I don't know. We'll find out. 55, Dave. Anthony. Wow, we are busy. 30 and 8 thumbs up. Well, look at the thumbs up then. Thank you very much, and greetings, brother D and fam. Hope every how you doing, Barnster? Nice to see you. Nice fists and hearts and smiley faces, sunshine. I come with good news, bad news, good news, bad news, updates and plenty. Gov here in Oz is pushing through a law of no cash purchase over 10,000 just to start. Okay, yes, thank you for that. I have seen some changes, and we are watching crypto warnings. You've just shut down my robotic clock with your remote. Sorry, Kev. No liability there. Easy, Clint. Jerry, I have watched you grow, brother. It's been a treat and the many souls along the path. Hasn't it just, eh? Actually, discovery, wow, from an angry, impatient man to a moderately calmer, not perfected, less angry, more loving, sentient being with you lot as brothers and sisters, stars. Thank you, Jerry. Back at you. Greetings, Earthlings from TM. Shabba, thank you. Back at you. There's a tool that levers the calipers on. Yes, there is, Molly. Look at you. There's a little tool. Yeah, but I bought the wrong style. The disc caliper come at 38 mil and 41 mil. They come at different sizes for Golfs and various Volkswagens that you have, and the years. So minefield, to be fair. Engine code, chassis numbers. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the internet and try again. Easy, John. How are we doing? Nice to see you. Nice. Quinn, seeing you a few years back, Dave, and your knowledge is incredible, bud. Oh, thank you. We do try. Our knowledge, our combined knowledge, is even more incredible. There's far more that unites us than actually divides us. And if we take the time to get to know one another, we will see that there are, these many that will, bring us together, keep us strong, and the little things that we annoy each other with, are just little things. That's it. Thank you, Quinn. Your film you mentioned is just another false flag. I'm afraid. Don't be afraid. No need to be afraid there. I'm just letting you know. I'm doing some researching and discovery. Please understand who you are and avoid such drama. Yes, we are. We are aware of PSYOPs. You have your right to your opinion, and I have mine. I see that's a new type of name there. I can't even read it. It's so small and long. Plumbing something, yeah. Please check the videos and the hangouts that we've done. We don't believe everything we see and read. Oh, no. We operate differently. What I'm saying is there is a disclosure afoot, and these guys, the brothers and sisters, are playing games, and there's a lot more out there. It's not all negative. You're telling me Tesla didn't exist and all that's rubbish, and there's no anti-magnetic resonance levity, there's no resonance frequency modulation output, Royal Raymond Rife was lying, there's no ethereal. Just, calm down, all right? Don't, please understand me when I tell you I've got physical evidence, first-hand knowledge, videos, testamentaries, and so forth and so on to say that it does work, and there is. As regards to the administrative, we'll say, kerfuffle there, and the mainstream monopoly from the fellas of the rocker and the controlling factions of, then yeah, I'll leave that with you. We know what's what. There's a bear in the air. Come on, Rubber Ducky. Aye. No more live casts. I must go back to the start. That's right. They're going to be private. You find us in the private. They will be live. There will be no public live casts anymore. I have to protect and indemnify. That will be done via private, unlisted casts that will be dropped off via the .com. Black Cat. Yeah, rewind and you will find out. Much love. Yeah, I am very disappointed, Cat, as well. Very disappointed. But this is just the way it goes. All right, we'll be back. We're not going. You just find us in the private. It's not so bad, but it is annoying. All right, I'm skimming this because I need to get going. Nothing on the news, but Julian Assange's friend the other day trial, they kidnapped him and now in Wormwood Scrubs. There we go, Anthony, you've got it. Nothing on the news, yeah, but he was on RT, he was on Euro News, and he was all over the media, and they were saying he didn't know who he was. He's been treated, allegedly, I'm not claiming, but he's been treated very, very poorly. Human rights was drawn into it, so I'm not saying again anything other than, look what's happening. They're showing you that public, highlighted figures can even be, others have been taken down. Just for tax evasion, not for criminality, not for embezzlement, not for war crimes, but for tax, so you see how they get you there. If you go against them, you're a doomed man. Go against the system. Dave was a very violent man and used to do bare knuckle fight in last 2 years, learning pineal gland meditation and the higher path. pH diet. I have come very calm and listening to you and Santos. Now I'm chilled. So Dave was a very violent. You mean Dave? I was. This is from Anthony then. A very violent man and used to do bare knuckle. Get in. Oh, hi, Anthony. Email David at splspro.com, please. When you have time, I'd like to discuss your techniques, diet, sugar, weight. Lots of things come to mind now because I've noticed certain things as well, and I've been doing this now over 5 years, balancing red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, violet, is it? Balancing, getting them in order. The steadfastness in our knowledge and the wisdom of timing chooses thy battles. Beautiful, Imir. Thank you for that. That's nice. So, if you are a member of our private.com trust family, covenant, pact, etc., you will find that there is a test equivalent, which is now you'll know, called a grading tool for your key competence in legal and law. It's not finished, it's not protected, and it's being beta tested. It has bugs, it has issues, and I'd like to get your feedback. We're going to roll this out in the public over the next year, and you'll get these in your community centres, and we will distribute. Then we will, I don't know, in the next forthcoming years, build up so we can have everybody where we are, publications. We've made, there's videos here, and there's last bit, there's testamentary evidence and recorded evidence of I, David, using knowledge, wisdom, words, law, code, everything, and setting up conditional acceptances on a phone, not being present with officers and debt collecting agents, and via a telephone, using my intent and honourability to represent for somebody else in a legal way, manage a legal situation with law over a telephone in another town, and effective in it, having an effective solution. Does not remedy it all, but they leave and go, and all is well. So you can't do that unless you know certain things. Now, I have been on the Book of Faces, and I have been laying traps. I have been being a little bit naughty, manipulative, and putting out leading questions and wrong questions. And I've been going fishing to just see a test of one who is watching, that isn't a friend, and who is posting and slating, because I'm interested in that. And then what is the litmus paper dip test, the temperature test of this knowledge base, generally on Facebook, with the ones that watch my profile that I manage there, not my profile, but the one, Sovereign Jeremita. And it's quite low. I know I'm not friends with everybody on Facebook, only a small amount, but my immediate test, it was a test, a real one, knowing, came back. And then I get others slagging me off that don't know what I'm doing. So just to cement those that I know you know, otherwise you won't be here. And I know that ones that are here taking, that don't like me, that slag me off, that then go and take and use. So I'm aware what I give away, what gets used, what we give away, what we could keep, what we could cover, what we could keep occult. And I'm aware now even more so of everything. So it's my honour and pleasure, privilege to have been and done what I've done. I'm just one simple idiot that had his two sons that he sired taken off him in illegal fashion, and had personage and barratry committed in a high court scenario with the barrister in a legal profession for roughly 20 grand, 2 years. Yeah, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of intent. Yeah, that's my grudge. That's why I'm here. No pot of gold. Not that I don't want to work. Non-disclosed, implied, impugned, unconscionable acts on my soul, rendering me a sinner and a belligerent. I don't think so. Enough's enough. When I see what harm's coming to the family, I don't mind taking a few kicks. I don't mind taking a few shots. I don't mind taking a few hits, because, I've kind of been told to, and I've done it all my life. And I think life, when I was DJing out there, putting out, when I first played Nirvana, what was it? Teen Spirit versus Beyonce. Can handle this. Ding, ding, a ding, ding, dick, a ding, ding, a ding, ding, dick, a ding, ding. Ding 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 ding. Beyonce, can you handle this? And can you handle this? Boo! And it just went off. It's a rubbish song. I don't like Beyonce and Destiny's Child as it was back then. And I wasn't really too far. I liked Nirvana, but I was a dance underground bassline man. So that was metal grunge, Ugly Kid Joe, Nirvana, Teen Spirit, Smells Like, yeah, classic. I'm not going to get into that. Nirvana, wow, even that in itself is a full cast. But when I played such tracks for the first time, and these disco divas and handbag house classic vocal, garage anthem connoisseurs heard the blend of not just one but two well respected tracks, with Destiny's Child versus Nirvana, Teen Spirit, and the lyrical, phonetical cross-pollination of mixing. What was I doing? I was stood there in front of a crowd, not a big one, admittedly it's a pub, it was 30 to 70 to 100 and something, in several rooms outside in a beer garden, and I'm blending the sounds that they know to present something that they don't in a new way. Myself, all I've gone and done, swap the public vinyl phonetical to mix the common law
UCC, Admiralty, Marilyn, Ecclesia, Trust, Equity, all together to bring another new sound, as we've said about the musical genre, right back from NWA and Beastie Boys and Ice Cube, Ice-T, Dr. Dre, etc. And now you see we are blending and cross-pollinating. So what I was trained to do via life, I didn't know, was all preparation. And this preparation is my proper job. And I get more satisfaction out of this cross-pollination of these records than I ever did drinking half pints of rake, banging out Sebastian Ingrosso, Swedish House Mafia, or such things as Internet Friends by I forget now the hard houses I used to play till 3 and 4, 5, boom, boom, boom. So it's a pleasure not to do that, and it's a pleasure to do this. And I used to go out in front of the public and get things they knew and mix them together and give them something new. And I was, doing that. I'm doing it again. I'm here in the public, giving you something, blending it together, giving you something new. Thank you, universe, for training me in ways that I never knew was for the future. So what you're doing now, you may not think has got anything bearing in your life and relevance and stuff and transferable skills, but we all have many skills, of which you think might not be any use to you. You are, and you're used to us, you're used to your family, and you've got a great potential. You've got an unlimited potential, and this realm that we live in is not empty and scarce and dark. It's full, and it's abundant, and it's full of light. So even though it's a black screen, it's a bit contradictory. I'll just let you, we're off on a high. I'm scared of scam. Type 2 diabetes, start the day, beetroot, ginger and avocado juice. You feel full and cleansed. Thank you, brother. Raw food, yes, fly. Make tribute to distribute is nice. Indeed it is. Yes, Mia, I like that. Thank you for the link, Al. Don't forget to like broadcast. Thank you, fam. Much love to you, Kev. You own choob website. Your own choob website. That's what we need, yeah. But the storage is just too big. You'd need a setup. We'd need a few of us to do that. And nice one. Thank you, Albert's putting in links. I'll check later today. Nice one, John. True hero, Dave. I'm on the .com. More bricks. Love your work. And thank you, Anthony. I'm on low battery. Yeah, what? Low battery, 9%. Okay, get that charge. Get the body bashed, mind only grows. Know thyself. Yes, I've doing that. I've got a multi-gym in the back room, and I am doing that. Healthy body, healthy mind. If you don't have a healthy body, you are bang on. Deed of, you will not have a healthy mind, a strong mind. 7 deadly sins, that's coming up. They're on the way, the 7 deadly sins. You got October the 31st, Halloween's the day of the 3-day celebration, November the 5th, and then into the 7 deadly sins. For we are of the same cloth. Yes, I'm here. Everybody has the possibility of abilities. Yes, John. Right, so say your goodbyes, farewells. It is now, if you've put the clocks back, 5 to 1 on the Sunday, 27th of October. I will be casting every day in the .com privately from this day forward. Not every day, but when I do cast, let's rephrase that. When I do cast, it will be linked there. There'll be no links on Facebook. There'll be no links on YouTube to find a video from me. You will get it from there. They will be unlisted. You will be able to share them once you've got the link. And if I'm listing on private unlisted casts, they will be visible, and I cannot stop them being shared. If you take that link and you give it somebody, they will be able to watch it. So I can't go public. I can go private, but only I can watch it. So the only other third option is unlisted until I find another platform and a way. Unlisted means you don't get to see it unless you got the link. Anybody that gets the link can watch it. So it is private, but anybody can give that link out, and it will be kind of public, because if you didn't originally get that link from the authorized domain and you was passed it via a WhatsApp or a message or a text, and then you decided to watch it, you could watch it. You wouldn't be restricted. So you see, I have to bear in mind that they're not strictly private, even though they are unlisted. That's not the correct word. Private would be private, only I could see it. So they'll be unlisted, but there won't be, remember, when we're chatting, they will be able to be seen by anybody who has the link. So they're not private, but they are not going to be public. Initially, notifications and so forth, as is the way now. Much love. Thank you. Ciao. See you 32. Have an excellent day of the sun, the Sunday. And thank you all for your comments, your love, your respect, your support, your likes, your super chat. What else is there? The shares, the links, the hangouts, all of it. Last 24 months have been incredible, emotional, trying. And yes, I'd have a look through the channel, try and back stuff up you might think's relevant, even just the audio. The videos can take up too much space, so we're going to structure it now. Short. We've done the test. We've gone out there. We've provided. Now we're going private, and we're doing it again. Bullet point. Uploaded a 5-minute 27 video the other day. 5.5 minutes. We're at that stage now. Bish, bash, bosh. Next. Lots going off. Disturbing stuff. Scary stuff. Serious stuff. Legal stuff. Ciao bello, mozzarella, bonjour, yes fly, all from indie to you. John, Jerry, Mike. You didn't blend out, you played a bootleg. Oh, Mike, was you there? Where was I? What club? See, I didn't have two Technics 1210s playing, and me and a man called Richard, who I can get to testify, Mike Hunt. I'm not even going to carry on. Let me just deal with this user here. Wait there. We know who Mike Hunt is, don't we, eh? Look at that. You don't come to an etymology man with a name like Mike Hunt. That's incredible. We'll deal with that Blue Man group. He needs to be, I will authorise and say, watched, and then he will be removed and blocked from the channel. You see, that's another thing in the public. Mike, you've just given an excellent example there. Look at the name. We're going to assume here, because he's substituted his rights now. My rights end where yours begin, Mike, but you've ignored my rights here, David, man, all right? And you've claimed in public, Mike, that I didn't blend out at the Broadfield pub on Abbeydale Road in Sheffield with a man called Richard. So I conditionally accept your claim there, your legal claim in public, Mike Hunt, yes, and I accept it. Now I accept it, and I require the proofs of your claim. View deleted message. Bosh, killed him with the love. That's what we do. No anger, no malice. All right, I've conditionally accepted Mike's claims, and I've got witnesses and testamentary. I may even have mixes of this terrible vinyl 1210, probably 3 in the morning, no pub, 12:30 at night, 11 at night, mashup mix. There may even have been a little bit of sativa in the flow on that night, let me say, when we found that, and the records turned to a black scribbly disc. Live in the mix. So there you go. All when somebody comes along like that and they threaten you, they intimidate, they ignore rights, they sacrifice their rights, all right? So therefore that's what we do, and we say, okay, now what you're going to do, Mike? You're going to run away and delete your message and go, I've been caught out, all right? And not a very nice man. That's the energy that surrounds this and Facebook and everywhere. This doesn't happen on the .com because we have established it, we have built it, we have got the IPs monitored, we have got security, we have got the full control, and we don't have policies such as block and report user. If you disregard the terms and agreement of our trust, then you're dealt with. And once you're dealt with, then nicely but honourably, and governance of self and responsible for one's actions. So thank you for that, Mike. You've ended that rather well, and whoever, he's deleted that. And I'll scroll down to see if I've got any more abuse for it. The words are your sword, and you've just seen that. Yes, they are. Thank you, Mike. Goodbye, Mike, and goodbye, fam. What is very nice, very popular on every building site I go on to now. What? Is it? You say that, do you, Jerry? What? Hello? Matthew in Sheffield was the originator. He let me stay with him for a good couple of years when I was on my arse, private, temporary, infrequent accommodation now and again, and I love him for that. He helped me when I, was younger as well. Can never repay that soul who the kindness and love he's shown me as a strange man, a boy then, 15 to Sheffield. So we was already friends. He didn't find me on the street and take me in, but he's someone I look up to. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's very loving, and he comes out with some crazy sayings that when you're, in a deep, somber, place and things are looking bad and there's no way out and you've got no funds and credits and promises, you've got a lot of demands, and he just carries on. He doesn't let life get him down, and he comes up with these sayings, to boost him along, and I obviously pick them up and share them, and I don't claim that, but I'm very proud that if it is getting set around and we help to bring smiles and make a somber, mundane, miserable day full of legal obligations, duties and requirements a little bit better, then that's our privilege and honour, Jerry. What? Matthew will be happy to hear that. Man's only problem is articulation of what is lawfully his. Well, we've sorted that out, deed. And yes, you're right. Deeds are in the title, are in the their clue there. Yes, Dave, you used 2 circles to make a round tone. Nothing wrong there, brother. Taking other people's work, not claiming it as my own, but just playing stuff for drunken ones in a pub is quite easy. That's where you start off, and then you'll work your way up after a pub, and 1 a.m. closes, and that up to the 1 a.m. starts to 5 a.m. closes, and you work your way through those ones and see how well you do, and warming up at nightclubs before the main set at 3 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and madness, mate. But yeah, it's all good. Creative. If you're creative in any way, then well done. And if you're using other stuff and others' work and being creative with it, then well done. One day you'll make your own and be creative. And I'm now writing, composing, formulating, skimming, everything all in one: art, interaction, work, input, output, discovery, intellectual, everything. And I'm writing, I am writing hundreds of thousands of words a week, 105-page document put together. Caesar's Messiah released on the .com version 2 yesterday with a cover as a PDF, put on the YouTube, Facebook. I can't even think where I am. Choob, Facebook, Smithy, remember the days. Yeah, and I uploaded Caesar's Messiah there, which is the Joseph Atwill and Josephus Santos again. You see the links, the tediousness, and now we're back to the hydrogen. It's just a circle of I'm loving it, and I can't wait to see where we end up in 2020. Non-sinners, non-criminals, ambassadors of light and truth that come in the consciousness of the faith. Yes, get ready. Seatbelts are on. All right, Jetstream is in. That's it. Atonement. While he's speaking of that, Quinn, can I just put in there atonement? That's atonement. Atonement. Have a look at that. All right. Thank you, Quinn. 189. I like 187 lockdown gunman selector, but 189's not bad, John. It's only 2 up. Hum on. All right then. Let's go. Much love to the 30. See, look at this. I am going to miss you. You'll find me private. It's not my doing. Much love and respect to you, non-sinners, believers of the original way. Much love. Oh, the thumbnail of this video was taken from a Disney area, of which I thought I'd use as it's my last cast. That's shown on the beginning of Gravity Falls. You find the beginning of Gravity. Yanka's fascinated with it. I showed you a pyramid chasing some children a few years ago when I was in Hungary, of Illuminati type imagery going on Disney Club, Disney Channel type sub programming, entertainment broadcasts. And whilst Yanka was putting it on the other day, I was sat here and I watched the beginning, and I saw an eighth of a second imagery flash up. I says, what was that? And it took me a good 10 minutes to get that image there on this thumbnail for you. That's how fast it flashes up. That's a subconscious image that they put on. It's only a little laugh, to be fair, but it's just the way that Disney animations at the beginning of Gravity Falls put that on for an eighth of a second just to flash it up and out, and then the cartoon animation begins. Coded unbelievably. I'm watching it just to see what is. So Gravity Falls and Disney, who provided that thumbnail for this video today. And that's just something else I wanted to. I love it how it takes you 10 minutes to end stream being in your head. It's just making sure, Fragbo, that I've wrapped up. This is the last cast. It will take a while to wrap up because we have a lot going off. We are doing multi-area law, all of law, every bit of law. You know, we do all of science, we do all of language, we do all of the religions and faith. So it does take a while. 10 minutes, yeah, that's quite quick, I suppose. You know, considering Atonement by Quinn. It's live and direct in the moment. I don't have a script. It comes from the heart. If you are, annoyed with the length of time or amused, then I'm happy. Crack on. And I'm scrolling down and reading comments. I have to be conscionable. I have others here. I have to make sure I've fulfilled and not missed. And there we go. So I know you're not having a go. I'm just saying that I shouldn't be so defensive. I know you probably sat there grinning, going, "Crack on, Dave." I'm saying it with love. It's just that sometimes I feel I have to, defend. Nice one, John. Thank you. The Hounds of Anubis. You should be, yes, John. Isn't he a wealth of knowledge? Yeah, we say thank you to all, and especially John, and his love, his intent. Is such a knowledgeable scribe, and Frasbo, everyone else, Fly, Cat. Much love from me, the man. Last public cast ever. I give you my word. I've had enough. I know when to take a hint. We've done well to get this far. Give me the feedback. I want praise and grumbles. Hit me up, hit me hard. Give me your intent from the heart. Yes, Kat, you go on the .com. Please see the news feed and your SMG forum there. Look for the links, please. You'll find them. Let me know how you get on with these scenarios, and be honest as always. And I give you love, honor, and intentions for the future, from the private, from me to you, my family, my scribes, my pleasure, my honor, and my blessings and intent to you. This is not the end of anything. This is just a change, all right? Those that don't and lack adaptation get left behind and whatnot. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know where and what and why I am. The rest of you, free to do as you wish, as you so choose. And I love you all. Remember that. News, David, equals real. News equals north, east, west, south. And their stories. So you've got north, east, west, south stories. Are they real? I'll leave that with you, Deed. Much love. Get Flies being sarcastic. They're very real. After all we've talked about, I think you know the answer that I would give you there. Ciao bello. Much love. Peace out. That's your 10-minute end.